Hello students, welcome to Detailed Chronicles by ABHIRAM IAS Academy. So today we'll be talking about the India and United Kingdom Free Trade Agreement. Now this was in news recently. So basically let me tell you a small story. India and the United Kingdom both are the two old friends who have known each other for centuries together. Now they share a very long history which is full of ups and downs, from the days of East India Company to the struggles for the independence and finally to the modern diplomacy. Now, in recent years, both the nations have grown into powerful economies with their unique strengths. India, with its vast pool of skilled professionals and vibrant manufacturing sectors, and the UK with like the cutting edge technology and also financial expertise. But despite this, their trade relation has often been entangled in complex rules, high tariffs, and the bureaucratic hurdles, much like an old friendship burdened by the misunderstandings. But now, then comes the idea of the Free Trade Agreement, which is a modern day pact to rekindle this old friendship. So, now let's go into the topic. So, now we are talking about the India and UK Free Trade Agreement. Clear? But before this, let's see what is Free Trade Agreement. What are the challenges with it, and let's also see the relations of relations with regarding to the free trade agreement, that is India and UK free trade agreements. Clear? Now first let's see what is the free trade agreements. In short, FTA means. Okay, let me take a moment to change the pen. Okay, so what is an FTA? See, FTA is nothing but it's a trade deal between two countries. A trade deal between two or more countries that reduces or eliminate the tariffs. Tariffs here nothing but the tax. Clear? So an FTA is a free trade agreement between two or more countries that reduces or eliminate the tariffs or taxes. Clear? Now, in the news, you can see the reciprocal tariff which has been issued by the Trump across the countries. Now, the same way, here the FTA means elimination of tariffs, that is reverse of our reciprocal tariffs. So, elimination of taxes on goods and services they buy and sell to each other. That is the trade between two countries, exports and imports, that is buying and selling. Clear? So, remember, FTA is nothing but like the reduction of tariffs or elimination of tariffs between two countries with respect to the goods and services. Clear? In condition of the exports and imports. And further, see, it is like a friendship agreement. If there are no tariffs, you will get more economy, right? Less tariffs, more economy. So it is like a friendship agreement where both the sides promise to make the trade easier and cheaper by removing the elimination of unnecessary taxes. By removal of unnecessary taxes. Clear? That is your free trade agreement significance. Now, there are two kinds. One is free trade agreement and other is a preferential trade agreement. Preferential trade agreement. See, you can see the word here, preferential. Preferential here nothing but it is on particular goods and services. Like free trade agreement, this one, free trade agreement is for almost all goods and services. All the goods and services. But here preferential trade agreement is nothing but on particular goods and services. On preferred goods. On preferred goods and services. Clear? So, this FTA is different from preferential trade agreement, which only reduces tariffs on few selected products, while the FTA will be covering almost all the goods and services. Clear? Now, next, let's see about the background and context of India-UK Free Trade Agreement. See, basically in the year of 2022 itself, these negotiations have been started, but now it was finalized in the year 2025. Clear? So let me tell you the simple thing. So India and UK Free Trade Agreement have been working over past times. Like 3.5 years, that is 2022, But however, it was the only recently, that is in 2025, the Commerce Ministry, our Commerce Ministry, that is Piyush Goyal, and the British counterpart, Jonathan Reynolds, have been finalized the terms of this long-awaited deals. And now, this agreement is aiming to eliminate the tariffs or unnecessary taxes between the two countries. And what is the significance? It will promote the trade, it will promote the growth, innovation, and also it will increase the employment for both the countries, for both India and UK. Clear? It is not US, it is UK. Remember this. India and UK free tariff agreement. Free trade agreement. Okay, free trade agreement. Remember this. Now what is the significance? It will create the employment. It will give more trade and it will promote the growth. It will promote the economies. It will promote the innovation. Clear? So this is the background. Now let's see the significance of this free trade agreement for the India and UK, both the countries. So first is, major thing is boost in the economy. Clear? Boost in the economy. So it is said that UK government estimates that FTA could improve the bilateral trade by $34.05 billion. Clear? This FTA significance, this will increase the bilateral trade by $34.05 billion. Clear? By enhancing India's position as the UK's 11th largest trading partner, and also it is responsible for 2.4% of its overall trade in the year 2024. Clear with the first point? See, these points you can write on your exam clearly, right? You can completely dump the same matter in your exam also. So what is the significance? First is boost in economy. So UK has said that the bilateral trade could improve up to $34.05 billion. Clear? And also UK has said that India is the 11th largest trading partner with UK and also responsible for the 2.4% of its overall trade in the year 2024. One is economic growth, now completed. Next is tariff reductions or your tax reductions. What is it? So India is set to slash tariffs on 90% of the products, where Trump is trying to keep 90% of tariffs on every product. But here with this free trade relation, India and UK are planning to eliminate 90% of the tax on 90% of the products, with 85% of total trade expected to become tariff free. Clear? So almost 85% total trade will be tariff free within a decade, within 10 years. And also the UK will also remove tariffs on 99% of its imported goods, potentially saving Indian exporters over almost 534 billion annually. Clear? So as these are numbers, put the numbers in the answer. You can make a good answer. First is boost in economy. The second is reduction in tariffs. How? So basically India is saying that we will give 85% of free trade, that is tariff reductions on goods, and then next UK is telling almost we will remove 99% of tariffs on its imported goods, and preferentially India can save $534 million. $534 millions. Clear? First is economic boost and second is the tariff reduction. And now third significance is job creation and investment, that is improving in the employment for India. So the deal is expected to spur the investment and drive the innovation and also create thousands of jobs in both the economies. And further, it is also aiming to reduce the trade barriers, making it easier for the business to access each other's market. So it also wants to remove the trade barriers between the India and UK. And further, it is also for the technology transfer. Clear? So that we can improve our infrastructure also, we can improve our technology also. We'll be sharing our own technology with the UK, and UK will be sharing their technology with us. So mutual transfer of energy, of technology. So this FTA is expected to facilitate the technology transfers, combining the UK's technological expertise with India's skilled workforce, leading to the increased efficiency and global competitiveness. See, basically, we are having like so we are having skilled workforce. India is having skilled workforce, right? So we'll be supplying our human capital to UK, which will increase the economy and that will boost our growth. Simple, done. So first is the increase in the economy, and second is the tariff reductions, and third is the job creation and investment, and fourth is the technology transfer. Remember, these are the significances with respect to the free trade agreement of India and UK. And next is let's see the key features of this India and UK free trade agreement. Okay. First thing is, UK is India's fourth largest export destination. UK is India's fourth largest export destination, while India, as we just saw now, India is UK's seventh largest trading partner. So now this bilateral trade currently is about like USD 60 billions and is expected to double by the year of 2030. Now the bilateral trade current is like USD 60 billions. Yes, 60 billions, and now it is expected to double by the year of 2030. And further, zero duty access. So 99% of Indian exports to the UK, including the textiles, apparels, leathers, footwear, gems, auto parts and chemicals, will enjoy almost zero duty access. There is no paying of taxes for this. Zero duty access. Clear? So UK has said that 99% of the Indians exports like textiles or any chemicals will be given the zero duty access. And the third significance is automobile tariff cuts. There is also tax reduction in automobiles where it is reduced to 10% under a quota down from over 100%, enhancing the competitiveness of the Indian auto parts. So basically reduction of like it was 100% taxes were there. Now it has been reduced to, now only 90% of the taxes will be there. So there is a cut of 10%. Clear? That is with respect to the automobile. So one is the major trading partner, that is India. UK is the India's fourth largest trading partner, and whereas for UK, India is the 11th largest trading partner, and also zero duty access on 99% of the Indian goods like chemicals, textiles, apparels, leather, footwear, etc. And also automobile tariff cuts where the 10% taxes been reduced. Now before it was 100%, now they have been reduced to they have cut the 10% of the taxes on automobiles also. But as we know, everything will be like two sides of the coins. One are the significance and other part is the challenges. Now let's see what are the challenges associated with this free trade agreement. So basically, non-tariff barriers. Non-tariff barrier means we have, if exports are there or imports are there, we will get some taxes, but now we may not get that taxes. But see, this is mutual benefit, mutual for both India and USA. So some challenges we have to face. So even if tariffs are low, there will be strict enforcement in some of the things. For example, is the EU's carbon border adjustment mechanism, which is with respect to the environment, where more amount of carbon emissions, who does the carbon emissions more, they have to pay more. That is the polluters pay principle, right? Familiar with polluters pay principle? So there will be strict implementation with respect to the carbon border adjustment mechanism, and this could impact billions of dollars in the Indian exports. Clear? See, simple understand. The first challenge is non-tariff barriers, where even the tariffs are low, but there will be strict enforcement in some other conditions. Like the example is European Union's carbon border adjustment mechanism, where the polluters pay principle comes into the picture, and this will be very strictly implemented. Now, next is the impact on MSMEs. What are MSMEs? Micro, small and medium enterprises. Clear? So small and medium enterprises may face challenges competing with the larger players. This is very valid thing, clear? And therefore potentially increasing the import dependency without proper industrial policies in India. Correct? So the dependency will be increased on the UK and our MSME sector will be reduced. So our economy, our domestic economy may reduce. Clear? So the employment generation will be low down. Employment generation will be lowered down and more high dependency on UK. More high dependency on UK. And next is competitiveness issues. So we are competing with UK. We are also transferring our technology. So India faces a tough competition from more advanced economies like South Korea and Asian countries which have better technology and also cost advantage. Now we are doing trade with UK. Clear? But the one more challenge is that competitiveness issues. We have to face more challenges with like the countries like South Korea and also Asian countries where they have more technology than us and also cost advantage. And further challenges are with respect to the low FTA utilization. That is, Indian businesses don't always use these FTAs efficiently. Clear? And with this, currently India's free trade utilization rate is just 25%. That means we are not completely using our free trade agreements. And further, they are compared to the 70 to 80% in the developed countries. India is still a developing country, right? Whereas coming to the developed countries, their FDA value, they are using their FDA agreement properly compared with India. India is only utilizing its 25% of the free trade agreement deals. Clear? Now next is intellectual property rights. So FTAs with Western countries often push India to adopt the stricter intellectual property rights, their norms, which can hurt its generic drug industry. Clear? So what is this intellectual property rights? We will be having some intellectual property rights on some products which we are inventing. Clear? And if the stricter norms have been implemented by the other Western countries with respect to this free trade, then what happens? Our generic drugs may get impact. Clear? What are generic drugs? The composition is same, but the availability will be less cost, available in less cost. The active ingredient will be similar, but somewhat there will be an differentiation in the composition, or some active ingredient may be differed, but the holistic composition will be same. So what the author is exactly telling in this article is there will be stricter norms, stricter implementation of intellectual property rights, so that what happens? Our generic drugs may get impact. Clear? So this is all about the India Free Trade Agreement and what are the challenges and what are the significances with respect to the Free Trade Agreement of India and UK. And this article is mentioned in the Hindu and also Indian Express. So please look at once, where there is a probability question of simply asking what are the significance, what is the significance and challenges with respect to the India-UK Free Trade Agreement. It can be asked in your International Relations paper, that is paper 3, General Studies paper 3, that is Indian Polity, International Relations. Clear? So, get the detailed knowledge about this topic. Done? So thank you, and if you like this initiative, please subscribe to the ABHIRAM IAS YouTube channel. Thank you.